Picture it. It's rainy outside. It's dark. It's gloomy. You decide to lay on the couch. You have your favorite snacks, good beverages, adult or not. Maybe you have a companion with you. Maybe you don't. But you decide, how will I enjoy my rainy night? If you guessed watching a horror movie, you are correct. That is the correct answer. Hello, hi, how are you? My name is Brandy, aka Space Goth, and I'm here with another video. Today we're talking about horror, but not just horror itself. We're talking about horror and its relation to another one of my favorite things, tattoos. And I enjoy all things horror, all things tattoo related, love me some anime, a whole smorgasbord of things. But today we are talking about the iconic horror sleeve tattoo. Love it or hate it, that is the topic today. What do we know about the horror sleeve tattoo? Well, we know that it really started to become prominent around the late 1980s and into today. There's different styles, there's different ways to have it done, different locations, so many different things. And we're going to discuss a little bit about that. And at the end, I'll give my opinion on it. Why did horror-related tattoos become so popular during the 80s? During the 80s was the boom of my favorite genre of horror. The classic 80s slashers, gore, all that stuff really had its emergence in the 80s to late 80s. The 80s was considered the golden era of horror, bringing us franchises such as Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Hellraiser, and The Evil Dead. This gave us iconic characters that easily were loved to be portrayed in art. In the 80s, we had the growth and acceptance of tattoo culture. Beforehand, tattoos were considered either taboo or done by, what folks would consider the outcasts, riffraff, whatever they called it back then. It was not acceptable. But in coming into the 80s and going into the 90s and so on, things like tattooing became a lot more accepted across the board, and more people were getting tattooed. Though it was becoming more socially acceptable, mainstream-wise and normal life, it wasn't really super accepted, still kind of taboo. But in countercultures such as punk, goth, any type of alternative culture, the emergence of tattoo culture was booming. While tattooing and tattoos were becoming more accepted in countercultures, there was also a huge increase in technique and knowledge when it came to tattooing. Early tattooing, they were stuck to only certain colors, certain techniques. They only had certain types of equipment. Into the 80s and so on, things started to advance so much with techniques and machinery and different types of needles and things like that, that allowed them to be able to make these precise and realistic looking tattoo pieces, which really feeds into horror in the art. Now here in 2025, the horror sleeve is probably one of the most popular tattoos or sleeve styles that folks get. You see it all the time. You see arms, you see legs, I've seen backs. Speaking of location, which is the most popular spot to get the sleeve, your arm or your leg? I've seen a mini of both. I've seen many with both. I think the most popular is probably the leg sleeve, just because there's more space. You have the thigh, you could fit more characters on there, you have more room to kind of add some background to blend everything into each other. You go down to the calf and the shin. You just have more surface area to have more horror characters on there. The arm is really good too. It just doesn't have as much space, and that's my opinion. It just doesn't have as much space. But you also have the ability to kind of go into the hand, into the fingers too. I feel like that's a really cool look, like going from like the shoulder down and into the fingers and really making it blend in and go cohesive. I think those are really good. Either way, either location, as long as it's good, it's gonna look rad. Do we get it in color? Do we get it in black and gray? I think the classic look of the black and gray characters, I think that's a really cool look. But also, I do think the color looks really well too. I'm very split on it. I like both. But I feel like the black and gray is kind of just like more of a classic look, which also brings us into classic horror characters versus the newer horror characters. So, classic being like your Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the werewolf, so on and so forth. Or are we going into 80s like slasher horror, which is my comfort zone, which I guess is kind of odd to say that slashers are your comfort zone, but my comfort zone. Or are we doing, newer, as in like Pennywise and the Billy the puppet the from Saw? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. And characters such like that, the Terrifier, etc., etc. Newer characters. Honestly, I feel like you can't go wrong with whomever you choose. I feel like paying homage to the classic horror characters is pretty dope, but I also love like how new and the detail of the newer characters. So really, you can't go wrong. Black and gray, color, old school, 80s, new school. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's gonna look bomb. Do we get it cartoony or do we get it photorealism? Again, like I've said for pretty much all of these topics, it really doesn't. And again, this is my personal opinion. It really doesn't matter as long as you can like portray the characters well. Well, there's whatever style works. I know that the photorealism and the more realism one is a lot more popular. I think either's fine. When I thought about getting a horror sleeve, I was considering for my left leg was barren. Nothing was on there, and I was like, this is the perfect spot. Open. I have nothing there. I can really go in on like whatever I want. And I thought about it, and I was kind of back and forth between the horror sleeve or King of the Hill. And if you've seen my latest video, tattoo vlog, go check that out if you haven't. After this, then go check it out. Clearly, I went with King of the Hill. And I'm very happy with that choice. I'm very happy. I'm really excited to see how it's going to turn out. But brings me into the topic of, is it overdone? Not, is it bad? Is it silly? Is it good? Is it overdone? And by overdone, I mean too many people have done it. Too many people have it. It's done often. Again, it's an opinion-based thing, but I can say that we can all positively say that it is very common. Leg, back, arm, it is very common. I'm sure we all probably know at least 2 people who have it. Leg, arm, back, wherever. I'm sure we all know at least 2 people, personally. And you could go online and see a quadrillion more. We can safely say it is very much done. Overdone, it's done a lot. I won't go so far as to say overdone. Because my opinion on it is this. And this is my opinion on anything that has to do with tattooing your own body. It's your body. It's what you want. It's your money. It is your life. If that is something you like so much and you've waited so long to get it, or you didn't wait long at all, but that is something you want, who cares if everybody else has it? Who cares? They don't keep track. There's not like an ongoing list that is like, okay, well, this person got it back in 1989. This person got it back in this day. And you're here in 2025. You can't get it. There's no rules. There's no laws. If you really like something, then get it. Who cares if people are going to be like, oh my gosh, everybody has that. Everybody's got that clock, the line, So what? Who cares if it's overdone? Who cares if everybody has it? It's about what you want. Just because somebody else has it doesn't mean you can't have it. That's crazy. Now, don't go copy, photocopy, like line for line, somebody else's, take on it. Put your own spin on it. But get the tattoo. Who cares? Who cares if it's overdone? It's the same thing with like the Disney sleeves and stuff, like Disney arm sleeves, the Alice in Wonderland sleeve. Is that overdone? A lot of people have it. Tons of people have it. But also, who cares? If you want it, get it. Your body, your money, baby. Do what you want. Just make sure you go to a good artist and make sure you're happy with it. Who cares? My final thoughts on the horror sleeve tattoos is I think they're rad. I think they're very common. I think they're very popular right now. But I think they look really cool. There hasn't been a single time, aside from like, crappy tattoo subreddits that I've seen some, but there's never been a time that I've seen one and been like, oh, that's so stupid, or it looks horrible. Everybody has it. Every time I see one, I'm just like, wow, that's so nice. Like, I would love to have that on my body. Like, that was so nice. I think they're cool tattoos, and I really love that this is another way that folks can show their love and appreciation for the horror genre outright, You don't just have to have your house decorated. You don't just have to have the merch, so this, that. Like, you can literally, physically, on your body, show, just how much you love and you're really into horror. Me, myself, I love horror. As I said, like, probably 3 times in this video already. I am a lover of the 80s horror. I love 80s horror. I love slashers, especially the 80s slashers. That is my bread and butter. I love it. And that's probably also another reason why I love a lot of these horror sleeve tattoos, is because they really pull some of my favorite 80s slashers of that era. And I really love that. So I didn't get a horror sleeve, but I did, paying my respects to the 80s slasher horror gods. And I got these, little finger tats, little Ghostface, little Jason, my baby, and then the machete and the knife. They're very faded, just sad, but that's how finger tattoos go. But this is like my little tribute to horror. If you want the tattoo, get the tattoo. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's overdone, blah, 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 blah. That don't matter. Maybe that don't matter. Get the tattoo. If you want it, get it. When you're getting one and you're leaning towards that photorealism, maybe black or gray, maybe color, make sure, as I've said before, you find an artist that fits your budget, but also fits the idea of what you want. You see their work, you see, can they pull this off? Can they do photorealism? Just make sure that they're a good fit for that tattoo so that you have the best tattoo you could possibly have. But there we have it, folks. This was just a short little video just to kind of discuss the horror sleeve tattoo craze. I hear about it a lot. I am in discourse about it a lot because for whatever reason, it's such a hot topic for people to talk about, whether it's pro or against. Everybody has an opinion on it, and this was my opinion on it. So, but thank you guys so much for tuning in with me and sitting through this yap sesh of mine again. Thank you for staying to the end. And if you liked the video, consider leaving a like. If you liked me or you liked some of my content, consider subscribing if you already haven't. I would absolutely love that. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. What's your opinion on these horror sleeve tattoos? Are you all for it? Are you tired of seeing them? Do you have one? Let me know below. But again, thank you guys for being here. And also, thank you guys. I know I already made a video about it, but thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I am overjoyed, completely overjoyed. And I really appreciate you guys' support and interaction and everything that's gotten me to this point. We have a long road ahead of us, but I do appreciate you guys supporting me and getting me to this point. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. But that's all I have. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brandy, aka Space Goth, and I will see you in my next video. Be easy.